and I've been asked today to talk about Boosted Sport and how you can use it to raise funds for your sports community. So today I'll be talking through, can you just change the slides for me? Thanks, Sam. Today I'll just be talking through what is crowdfunding, why Boosted Sport, how does it work, take you through a little bit of the types of successful projects on Boosted Sport to date, and some of the learnings that we found since we launched Boosted Sport in the middle of last year. So what is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is about rallying your community to fund your project. Crowdfunding is pretty powerful. It's powerful because it creates a community around your project. People are buying in, taking ownership, and personally investing in your success. So crowdfunding gives you a head start on promoting your activity. You make people curious about your game plan early in the piece. And it also helps to build your skill set while you're at it. You know, it gives you a thumbs up as far as developing your skills in community building, your content creation, event organisation and marketing, and all the while in a nice, safe and supported environment. So with Boosted Sport, you get support from a team of crowdfunding experts who know the play, active recreation and sports sector, and you're supported, you know, by us every step of the way. So crowdfunding should, and often does, form a part of your larger fundraising puzzle. So you can crowdfund, but also do your traditional fundraising as well as apply for grants and sponsorships. And with crowdfunding, your crowd is crucial. So if you've got a community, determination, energy and passion, then crowdfunding is absolutely right for you. So why Boosted Sport? And I'll talk to you a little bit about what Boosted Sport is and how it works. So Boosted Sport is the only crowdfunding platform for the play, active recreation sport communities in Aotearoa. So it's not your traditional type of funding. It's different and it's innovative, and it's designed to support the grassroots and community organisations to raise funds from people who care about your sports-driven passions, from your family, your friends, and people in your community and your networks. So Boosted Sport was made possible by the New Zealand Sports Foundation Charitable Trust, and it's managed by Sport New Zealand. It came as a result of the COVID-19. So the trust was basically looking at a way to support sports communities who found raising funds through the traditional funding platforms a lot more challenging. And this goes back to exactly what Tom was talking about. So basically, it's a licensing arrangement that we have with the New Zealand Arts Foundation, which has operated the highly successful Boosted Arts for 8 to 9 years. And during that time, they've raised 9.4 million just through all these projects, 89,000 donations, around 1,300 successful projects with quite a remarkable 94% success rate. So how does Boosted Sport work? As previously mentioned, it's crowdfunding, so it's donation based. And you get a mentor to support you through your crowdfunding campaign. We call it's an all or nothing approach. So basically what that means is if you don't hit 100% of your fundraising target by the closing date of your campaign, all the funds received get returned to their donors. So there's no fees incurred by yourself or your donors. And this is actually what makes Boosted Sport so successful, because not only does the model raise the stakes, it also raises your success rate. Now 10% of the platform fee is taken out, and that contributes to the cost of the running and maintaining the Boosted Sport website, the time we spend supporting you, creating resources, running workshops, and it also absorbs all the credit card transactions through the donations and all the handling fees. Match donors is another unique feature and great way of fundraising through Boosted Sport. And a match donor is a person or an organisation who agrees to match your crowd's contribution up to a predetermined amount. So, for example, say your fundraising target is $6,000, and you have a match donor who's prepared to match every donation made, dollar for dollar, up to $2,000. that means really you only need to raise $4,000 because you already have that match donor of $2,000. And this is a great way to kind of help build your momentum. It adds credibility to your fundraising project, creates some hype, and increases your chance of success. Take the time to prepare before you go live. So prepare your content, build your database of people. Remember, crowdfunding is about the people around you. The average campaign we recommend is 4 weeks from when it goes live to when it completes. And on the BoostedSport website and through our mentoring through the project, we have a suite of resources available that helps you prepare, plan, and implement to get a successful campaign. Sport New Zealand, when the charitable trust wanted to put together this project of BoostedSport, Sport New Zealand went out to a number of our NSOs and RSTs to see if we could find 6 to 8 fundraising projects that we could support the launch of BoostedSports with. And so on the screen you can see a number of the projects, where they're from, what their targets were, and what they've achieved. And we've now had 12 successful projects and raised around $184,000 to date. And all of our successful projects are currently on the BoostedSport website. Now I'll just take you through some of the projects that have been successful, just to give you an idea and a sense of the type of fundraising projects and the scale and I guess the target funds that they've achieved from this. The Special Olympics, this was a wonderful project. It was the Special Olympics West Coast. They had a modest target of $1,300, which they wanted to raise in order to send 1 athlete to the National Games in Hamilton last year. They reached that goal actually very quickly, and so they added a stretch goal of another $2,000, which they reached and beyond. So in total, they raised over about 3,300, which the athletes were overwhelmed by that level of response and support. Another wonderful project was the Sense Rugby. This is in Porirua. They were raising funds so that they could launch a 12-month program with experienced paediatric occupational therapists who facilitate rugby training sessions to youth who normally can't take advantage of mainstream sport and exercise opportunities due to their development and learning differences and disabilities. So they needed to raise $10,000, which is a sizable target in a crowdfunding situation. But they connected with New Zealand Rugby, who came in as a match donor, and they donated dollar for dollar up to $2,000. So the Sense Rugby needed to then just fundraise the remaining 8. And lastly, I'm just going to share your success story with the Hararata Golf Club. This came out of the Canterbury floods last year, and the golf course was substantially destroyed by flooding. And so the project was put together reasonably quickly, and it went live, and it created an immediate response. It was picked up by the media because it was so topical with all the devastation by the flooding down there. And their target was reached before their 4-week period was had ended. So again, they activated a stretch goal and they raised over another $1,000. And it just shows you how through the digital platform where they've launched it, you can also add your updates and new stories, new content to keep people engaged and reaching new networks and audiences through it, and get a greater reach. Media coverage. This little GIF here, it's just a little example of an animated GIF. This one was for Volleyball Southland. They raised $600 to provide 3 first aid kits at the indoor and beach volleyball venues. And it's just kind of showing some of the neat ways that they then use that on all their social channels as a way of thanking and keeping all their network of community donors and supporters, and up to date, I guess, and in touch with what they've achieved and what they're doing and what they're using it for. So on the BoostedSport website, we have our terms of use, which covers our privacy protection policy, our submission terms, which if you're going to submit a project, you must read and agree to. And it basically ensures that your project keeps to the purpose that Boosted Sport was set up for, which is basically, it's a sport project, and it must be for charitable purpose. So you don't need to be a charity, but it must be for a charitable purpose. And that's for either relief of poverty, enhancement or advancement of education, advancement of religion, and or any other purpose which is deemed beneficial to the community. And on the website, there is a huge amount of resources of information which will assist in the planning and preparing for your campaign. And as I said earlier, we also allocate a mentor who will also help you with preparing and implementing any projects that you have. So some of the key learnings that we learned from Boosted Sport from the last 6 months since it's launched is that Boosted Sport is absolutely best suited to club, grassroots level, community level type of fundraising. There has been in the past a bit of lack of understanding of what crowdfunding is. So we have improved a lot of the information available on our website, which if you take the time to read all about crowdfunding, how it works, the best way of raising funds that way, and then Boosted Sport and how that can work to enable you to achieve your targets. And there was some confusion around Boosted Sport, I guess because it was it's being managed by Sport New Zealand. It was the bit of confusion that Boosted Sport was more of a fund that you applied for versus fundraising. So it is absolutely a fundraising. You set your target, we help you with that, and then we help you with planning and implementing the project so you can achieve your target. Timing in COVID clearly has had its implications. We're still in a current challenging environment of events and travel being cancelled. And there are concerns regarding asking for donations, during this difficult, challenging time. But remember, Boosted Sport was set up as a result of COVID and these challenges. So reach out to your support networks, engage with your national and your regional sports organisations for support. Your personnel is important. Build a team around you. You don't have to do this on your own. Think about the skills in your circle of people and who you can ask to help. And of course, at Boosted Sport, we're here to help you as well. And honestly, to be successful with Boosted Sport, all you need is confidence in your project and the energy and self-belief in crowdfunding and Boosted Sport. We're here to help you be successful. So thank you for your time today. I'm happy to answer any questions, or you can email me directly through the Boosted Sport website, and I'm happy to chat to any of you individually about your potential fundraising projects or fundraising ideas at that time as well.